The prison-industrial complex is modeled after the military-industrial complex, which is one of the ways by which the corporations use the tools in governments to take the people's money. Through the military-industrial complex, corporations use the tools in governments and organizations to start some conflicts. They use the tools in the media to let the people in several countries hate each other, to be able to increase the amount of the people's money that they've been taking, before using the tools to start more conflicts, to further increase their intake of the people's money. While using the tools in the media to let the people hate each other, they use tools in intelligence agencies to fabricate stories. Intelligence is surely a misleading name. Those who are using these tools don't have to be intelligent to fabricate some stories about people living in other countries. The corporations also have some common tactics to use the tools in the government, including the tools in its intelligence agencies to take the people's money. Surveillance is one of these tactics. They take the people's money to make the tools try to monitor and watch the people while fabricating some stories about domestic and foreign threats to maintain the prison-industrial complex and the military-industrial complex. For instance, corporations use the tools in the media and the tools in the US government to fabricate some unintelligent stories about foreign threats, like Russian officials buying members of the Republican Party and Chinese officials buying members of the Democratic Party, when in fact the same corporations own the members of both parties and they're all serving billionaires. They kept fabricating these stories about fictional threats, instead of focusing on a real threat like COVID-19. And now, hundreds of thousands of COVID-19 deaths have been recorded in the US. The corporations often use the same set of tools to take the people's money through the prison-industrial complex and the military-industrial complex. For instance, the corporations use Tony Blair and other tools to start receiving customers in the first private prison in the UK. The corporations used a set of tools, including Tony Blair, George Bush, to take money from the people in the US and the UK to be able to take more money from the people in Iraq. The corporations also used a set of tools, including Bill Clinton and Joe Biden, to write the crime bill to increase the number of customers that they have been receiving in private prisons in the US. Poverty exists because corporations are using the tools to take the people's money, and poverty is a global issue. The racial wealth gap exists because they've been taking more money from certain groups of people, and the racial wealth gap is a global issue. Through the military-industrial complex and the prison-industrial complex, corporations are using tools in the Australian government, the UK government, the US government, and other governments to take the people's money, which leads to more poverty. More poverty. More certain non-violent crimes that are associated with poverty. More customers for the corporations' private prisons. Corporations using the tools to take more of the people's money. More corporate donations given to the tools. Corporations keep trying to use the tools to privatize more hospitals, schools, housing projects, while trying to monopolize more drugs and vaccines. Corporations using the tools to take more of the people's money. More corporate donations given to the tools. More surveillance. Corporations using the tools to try to monitor and watch the people while using the same tools to take the people's money. Or more corporate donations given to the tools. Corporations using the tools in the intelligence agencies and the media to fabricate more stories. Corporations using the tools in government to take more of the people's money through the military-industrial complex. Corporations using the tools to take huge loads of the people's money instead of taking a reasonable amount. More poverty. Justice implies preventing these tools and corporations from taking the people's money, and that's a global solution. These lines are extracted from a book titled Enlightened Populism. Reflections on the news cycle of a pandemic, available for purchase on Amazon.